What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, checking out the recycled Firefighter Fire Hose Sergeant wallet. Sometimes it's called the Sergeant wallet. And this is a super minimal, durable, budget-friendly wallet that's also a really great kind of conversation piece. They're super unique. And so when I say budget-friendly, these are $29 regularly. But for example, this purple one I bought on sale a while back for I think 30% off, and so you save about $9 there. And then also a lot of the time, including when this video is going live, he's doing a buy one get two free sale. And so there's a code you have to use. I think that's probably going to invalidate the referral link, but I'll put it in the description below because it saves you so much money. So on that buy one get two free code, you're gonna end up paying under $10 per wallet. And so I think that's a killer deal for these. Obviously, you're not going to get many wallets for $10. You do have to buy 3, but really great selection of colors. This isn't everything that's available. This isn't even everything I had, just the ones that were all in one place. But really love this wallet. And before I started a YouTube channel, I didn't cycle through wallets quite as often as I do now. I'm constantly changing wallets now, so I can do different reviews on them, or using like alternative pouches that can function as wallets. And so back then I would stick to a wallet for a few months at a time, and a lot of times these are what were in my rotation. And so really cool wallets. And the material that you see here is actually decommissioned fire hose, which is really cool. So this is a guy named Jake. He has a company that makes stuff out of decommissioned fire hoses, and he also does like Cordura and different materials like boot leather and stuff like that, but made in Louisville, Kentucky, so all here made in the US. And he was, when he started the company, a full-time firefighter working 72 hours a week and doing this kind of on the side. It was just a little passion project to make some extra cash, and it kind of grew from there. I know he's hired some employees. I don't know if he's still a firefighter or if he retired from that to focus on this full time, but at least for the beginning years of the company, he was doing both. And so really cool, interesting thing. It's just a weird material that, you know, not everyone's going to ask about, but if they do, it has an interesting story behind it, being that it's decommissioned fire hose, and that's a really durable material. Obviously a little bit water resistant, transports water, so going to be water resistant and really durable. You will occasionally see some with markings on them, and it'll be like printed from the fire department that use that hose. And when I first ordered one, the first one I have, which isn't on the table, I believe I got a letter explaining which fire department it came from. So telling you a little bit about the company and saying this specific wallet came from fire hose decommissioned from this specific department. I don't think he does that anymore, but I'm not 100% positive. Maybe I just haven't paid as much attention to the packages on more recent pickups, but I don't think he does that anymore. So sometimes you'll see something like that where it's printed on there with whatever fire department or random information that they do put on the hoses. And I don't have any of those at the moment. I would love to get one. I think it's really cool and adds a little bit of character to the wallet, but other times you'll see stuff like this. And this one had a kind of alternate color band sewn into the hose for some reason, and so you can see this portion is different than the rest of it, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. Maybe that's where they connected the material and it just ended up a brighter purple, but you can see a band going across this side of it, and that was how the wallet came. I didn't like wear out this section of the wallet and not this section. That's just how it came. And similarly in this one, I have another orange wallet, and I ordered this one because I lost that one for a while, but it ended up showing back up. But it did not have these little stitchings in here in that different color. And so I'm not sure if that's something he added, or again, if that was something on the hose where they connected it. It's just a weird connection point, but a little bit different. And so each one's gonna be a little bit unique in that sense. Some of them are just gonna be plain, like this one. It's just kind of a nice clean fire hose. Same thing with this one, no markings whatsoever. And so you get a little bit of variation there. There's also some variation obviously in the nylon webbing. He uses 1-inch nylon and just kind of folds it over and sews it for the borders. Lots of different colorways available. And that BOGO 3 works on one specific listing, which has a majority of the colors, but something like this came in the monthly subscription that I used to unbox on the channel. This isn't included on there. He does have some of these left that were like overstock that he's selling as overstock, and once those are gone, they'll be gone. But that one's going to be $29, no buy one get two free offer, so it's not going to be included. You will have to pay full price if you want that one. And there's a couple others like that. Like I mentioned that he's like boot leather sometimes. He has one with that boot leather. It's super soft. I have some pouches in that boot leather, but one that has that also not included. So not everything's included, but there's probably a good 10 or more colors. There's like, you can get orange with a Cryptek patterned border, or multicam stuff like this on the border. Obviously these ones have different color borders, and so a lot of different variations there. Now, these are mainly front pocket wallets. They're going to hold a few cards. They do sell other types of wallet on the website. I don't really have any of their other ones except for the elastic band. It's like $7. It's just a band that you can put around your cards, and a lot of times you can get that free also if you're not doing some other promotion. There's like an email thing where just go pretend you're going to close the page and it will pop up, and you can put in an email for that, but I don't think you can use them at the same time. I think you're limited to one coupon code. But as far as dimensions on this goes, 3.85 inches tall by 2.85 inches wide, and that fluctuates maybe 0.02 of an inch from wallet to wallet, just because these are handmade. And again, USA made. Louisville, Kentucky is where they're based out of, and they fit 4 to 8 cards, and as they wear in, they can fit a little bit more cards. They do stretch out a little bit, but he mentions that out of the box or pouch or whatever they come in, I think they're just wrapped in plastic. Out of that plastic, they're gonna hold 4 to 8, and it varies from wallet to wallet because of the hose itself. So depending on how much that hose got used, there's going to be some that are a little bit more tightly woven, some that are more loosely woven. And so this one, for example, fits like 3 cards plus that. Well, I didn't even actually mention this RFID blocker, and these do come with the wallets, so there's one in each of these. This one has 2 cards plus that, but after 3 cards it starts to get really tight, and that's because it's not broken in as well as some of the other wallets, and also because just the material that it came in was more tightly woven than the others. And so that is going to vary. It's pretty easy to access the cards that are in here, but if I were to take some out of this wallet and start stuffing them in here, it's going to be a pretty tight fit. So at 3 I felt a little bit of resistance, and at 4 it starts to get much tighter, and that means it's kind of a little bit more difficult to get cards out. It's not too bad, but at 5 it's really just not going to fit in there. So if I grabbed one more, I'm guessing that's going to be the limit of this one, and you'll see it really gets difficult to push that in there. I can't push it in all of the way, and so this one's kind of limited in how many it fits just based on the way the hose was broken in. And so the opposite of that one, this one, I'm going to pull out all of these cards. You can see it's super flexible and durable, and this one's obviously well worn. And so throw that same RFID and a few more cards in there. I must actually pull some more of these. A few more cards, so we're up to 2 cards and that RFID blocker. The RFID blockers are significantly thinner than a card, so they don't really count against it. It's like a less than a quarter of a card. So that's up to 4. 5, still no problem, plus that RFID blocker. The 6th one, it's going to start getting a little bit tight, but it still goes in. And this one, it's going to be kind of limited at that 6, and that's just a little bit more broken in. And you know, you can probably squeeze a 7th one in there, but again, it gets real tight. And so these do wear in over time. This one held a lot more cards, but if I still put, you know, RFID blocker, 2 cards, and an ID, even though it's like a little bit looser, easy to get these in and out, it's still not going to shake loose. You're not going to have cards dropping out on you. And so that's really cool about them. And you'll get, again, variation based on how loose or tight those hoses are, but also just how they're sewn. So this one, for example, you can see with no cards, this one's a really tightly woven hose, but it looks like maybe he just overcut it a little bit, just maybe 1/8 of an inch or so. And so when he sewed it the same dimensions he always sews it, and it sticks out a little bit more. So just out, even though it's a tighter woven fire hose, it still fits more cards than this red, white, and blue one, because it has a little bit more of a rounded there, and it has a little bit more material, and so this one will hold more cards. So you get a little bit of variation, but 4 to 8 is where you're gonna land at. Now they also, on the back of these, have a 1.5 inch strap, and this is elastic, so nice and flexible. You can fit a decent amount in there. I just have a couple bills in each of these, but it'll fit a decent amount. You know, you could probably fit 20 bills in there if you really wanted. You do have to fold it into thirds, so half and half again, which I guess is quarters. You do have to fold it into quarters or tri-fold it, and it will slide right back there nicely. If you do half, it just sticks out a little bit, which is why you do quarters. And so you can do that, but it's gonna flex around your wallet and stick out a little bit. And so definitely recommend doing quarters. If you don't carry cash, which I don't normally, I always have like a few small bills on me, but I don't actually use cash, you can put receipts, random little paper notes and stuff in there as well. So technically you can probably fit small pieces of gear in there. Don't know how well it's gonna hold it into place though, or really, I've never used it for that, but I'm sure you could. But you can see tons of different variation of colorways, both in the fire hose, in the borders, as well as in the straps. So I guess I didn't show that as well. But some of these have black straps. This one has a white strap to finish up that red, white, and blue theme. And this one has a like OD green strap to match with the border. And this is actually their yellow, it's just a little bit stained up, but this is the yellow, just kind of standard fire hose. I think this one looks really good actually, and I like that it's gotten a little bit dirty, a little bit worn. It's like much softer on the outside and much more flexible than the other ones. With this green one, like I couldn't really flex that at all. You can, but not super easily, and it just kind of sits there. Whereas this one does have a lot more flex, and you can bend it back and forth pretty easily. Again, they all bend, but this one's just more flexible than the rest. But really cool wallet from them, and at less than $10 a wallet, I think it's a really great deal. Some people aren't going to want 3 wallets, so I understand that, and you're gonna end up paying $29. Wait for a sale. I think most of the time there's a coupon code THANKS10 in all caps, so THANKSTEN, no spaces, all caps, that will save you 10%. But if you just kind of wait around, I have seen them go up to 30% on random codes, so sign up for their mailing list and eventually you'll get a code if you really don't want to get 3 of these. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you've tried any of their other wallets that maybe I should check out. Not huge into bifolds anymore. I will carry them every once in a while when I need to carry more than just a few cards, but I definitely prefer to do 2 cards and an ID is really my ideal loadout in a wallet, and so don't really need a full bifold. But again, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And I hope you have a great one. Take care.